Welcome to another video of the Alalibo Academy. In this video, we're looking at the very unique story of Yaa Asantewaa I. Now, the question is, who was this woman? Now, this woman was very unique, very interesting, a very special woman. Take a look at this. She was born on October 17, 1840, and she was born in Ghana. She was a Ghanaian and died on her birthday. 81 years later, in 1921, she died in Seychelles, right, in 1921. So she's been dead now for quite a long time, but her story still lives on. Now, this was a lady who was the Queen Mother, right? So she was the Queen Mother, warrior, let's put that here, warrior, Queen Mother, right? Queen Mother of Ejisu. Now, the question is, where is Ejisu today? Ejisu is in Ghana, right? Specifically in the Ashante Empire. Now, Ashante Empire was a very strong ancient, right? Ashante Empire, ancient empire, right? So she was a queen mother, warrior queen mother of Ejisu in the Ashante Empire in what is today known as Ghana. Now, the British were ruling, of course, Ghana. At the time, we're talking about the 1900s, and they were, colonizing Ghana, and they had gone to, overpower the locals in the Ashanti region, and of course, they were looking for what was known as the Golden Stool, right? So let's put that here, because this is the key point here. The Golden Stool. Let's spell it well. The Golden Stool, right? So this was really the symbol of power. The Golden Stool was the symbol, symbol of power. And the British were looking for the Golden Stool to take it, right? To take power, essentially to govern, right? To have that stool as a last symbol of dominance and oppression. And they were looking for it. And they had, exiled the king. His name was Prempeh the First. They had exiled him, right? And so the British, they came and they gave a big speech as to how the king has been exiled and how they were looking for the stool to capture it as a final act of dominance of the Ashanti people. And they gathered the chiefs and had a big speech of how they were looking for the stool. And so the chiefs went home and they prepared for war, and the British were also preparing for war, except in search of the stool. And Asantewaa the First, I kind of looked at the men, Ashanti men, and said, well, wait a minute, now you should be defending the kingdom. You should be defending our culture, our tradition. You should be defending our way of life and our custom. And she challenged the men and said, if you will not defend our culture, if you men, Ashanti men, will not defend our culture, if you Ashanti men will not defend the stool, will not defend our tradition, our independence, our pride, we the women will defend our pride. We will defend Ashanti land, and we will defend the stool. And so she gathered women, about 5,000 women, and fought against the British. Asantewaa the First fought against the British with 5,000 women or so, and protected the Golden Stool from being taken. And this was known as the War of, let's put that here, of the Golden, right? The Golden Stool, the War of the Golden Stool. And this was 1900, March of 1900. Asantewaa led a defiant, brave women to fight against the British, to defend the Golden Stool. That was a symbol of authority. That was a symbol of power. That was representative of the pride of the Ashanti people. That was the symbol of their culture and the symbol of their independence. She wanted to defend that because the British wanted it as a last act of oppression and dominance. And they didn't want any part of that. They wanted to maintain their pride and their culture and retain the tradition. And so she defended this too. And that's the story of Yaa Asantewaa I, a brave African woman who was born in 1840, October 17, and died 81 years later, on her birthday, October 17th, 1921, in the Seychelles. Brave African woman. Yes, she's been dead for a long time, but her story is still alive. Her story is being told today. School children are learning her story. And she's an example of how Africans defied the British and fought against them and even won the battle. So this is the story of Yaa Asantewaa I, the warrior Queen Mother of Ejisu of the Ashante Empire, defending the Golden Stool in the War of the Golden Stool that occurred in 1900, March of 1900.